want to show you this first. You might have seen these in another brand. I'll put the 4 amp on here. These are becoming incredibly popular because when you're using a hedge trimmer at home, they come to a point where the hedge trimmer can only go so far. You're left with thicker material on the inside, or you want to do selective pruning. Again, just coming up to that season where we want to start cutting back my fruit trees or being a bit more selective around the garden, reducing some of the scale of some of the trees that we've got. You can work safely and effectively on thicker branches without having to expend any energy whatsoever. You just pull the trigger. You've got plenty of safety mediums built into this as well. So if I'm, argument's sake, wanting to cut down some fungal infection out of the apple trees, I can use this at arm's length, and I know that I can cut through up to around about 8 to 10 centimeters of growth, established growth, whereas there's no way. I mean, we've got some good big fit guys here. You try cutting through 10 centimeters using conventional pruners. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. But this has got your knuckle guard built in for safety. It's a dual trigger activation. We've got retractable chain guard here, and we've got a 10 centimeter cutting chain as well. And we've got a high chain speed, so it means if I want to do some selective pruning, I can. I just want to show you just how capable this is, in case you haven't seen a tool of this nature in operation. So I'm going to swap these over. But have you seen versions of this in other brands at all? Yeah. Have you sold any in any of your? Yeah. Any feedback?
Yeah, they all like them.
Yeah. I thought someone was going to see it, but a load of people come back with a hand missing or something like that then. Now, I think genuinely one of my favourite tools, both as a landscaper but also as a domestic gardener, just think it gives you so much more scope to do things quicker. Instead of, its downside for me is I end up with more jobs to do as a result, because I can't go and blag that I've been cutting down the trees for an hour, because she knows it's not going to take me that long anymore. So that's me putting too much pressure through the blade. So those stops there are me pushing down too hard on the chain. So the idea is that you just let the tool do the work. And you're going through some seasoned pine there as well. So that's about as much as I want to push it through. But for selective pruning, if you've got the heavy, thick hedging as a gardener and you want to take some of the loose material off, or you want to reduce some of the height, there's only so far you can go with the hedge trimmer before you get, arguments that you're cutting something like a Lando back. Your hedge trimmer will go through all that new material and that flouncier, softer, twiggier material. But if you then want to take some of that central column out of your hedgerow, that's the kind of tool that you can do it, and you can do it safely. I've used this up a ladder. I mean, I wouldn't recommend my clients do it, but you could happily stand at arm's length and cut overgrown material. Again, I could do that all day and it won't exhaust me. I'm not going to do it with a pruner all day because I'll be sweating. That, again, on a 4 amp hour battery, consecutive cutting time under load, about 30 minutes plus on a 4 amp hour battery. It comes with a lubrication pipette as well, so the oil just goes straight onto the chain on these ones. But in terms of accessibility to a chainsaw and for answering gardeners' needs, I think that's a real asset. So we've seen a small chainsaw. We've also got 24 volt chainsaws, 48 volt chainsaws. I'm going to get into the bigger stuff now because that's where I really think we see a massive difference in battery versus fossil fuel. I know I've got a bit of I don't know, an adversary when it comes to fossil fuel in this, because it's synonymous with petrol engines, chainsaws. But when you compare what you don't get with battery power versus what you do get with fossil fuel, you'll see and hear a distinct difference. Now, that's solid oak sleeper, because I wanted to show off the chainsaws and as much of an acid test as possible. So that's about as hard a timber as you're likely to encounter in the UK. So that's a mean feat. I was going to get one of you to come and embarrass yourself using this hand tool to try and cut it through. So Mark Mosley, step up. Come on.
You're joking. That'll take you 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to show you how quickly we're going to cut through this, both with the 48 and the 60 volts. No, you just stand there. There's the 48. I just need 2 4-amp-hour batteries. We've got them. Have we got another 4-amp only one?
I've got one.
Superb. I love this. I think if you're a domestic user, this answers everything you need from a chainsaw. 16-inch bar. Works with 2 24-volt batteries working in tandem. I'd always advocate that you use a 4-amp-hour battery on a chainsaw, purely because the draw on the battery is very quick, very instant. It will work off of 2 2-amp-hour batteries, but you just won't get the sustained life out of the batteries in the runtime. Consecutive cutting time under load, around about 20 to 30 minutes on those two on a full charge. Those batteries, remember, charge up in just an hour. In terms of the safety features built in, same as a conventional chainsaw. Twin trigger activation, we can't start it until we remove the chain blade, but you can hear the chain speed on this. These battery powered chainsaws will have a higher chain speed than a like-for-like petrol mower. They'll also have higher torque levels, instant torque levels, because there's no lag. So you're straight to work, double quick time. What that means is there's less scope for me receive any kickback because I've got higher chain speed working over time and time again. And I could keep doing that time again. It's around about 25, 30 minutes on those 2 batteries. I am genuinely amazed that that exists. The fact that as a gardener, as a domestic gardener, I can take a 24-volt battery that I've taken out of my combi drill, power up with another battery and chuck it into a 16-inch chainsaw, and I get that level of performance. I think that's pretty impressive. Come on, where are my fossil fanboys? Where are they? Even you're smiling at that. If anyone wants to have a go, I can get you some chaps and you can blast away. Because I do think this, when it comes to petrol, I haven't got any of that noise. I haven't got that idling noise. I haven't got any fuel sloshing around. I'm not having to worry about ratios of 2-stroke. I'm not having to worry about splutters. Amount of times, it's happened to us all, you pull the pull cord and then the pull cord comes with you. And then there goes the plans for the rest of the day. You know, you wanted to go and cut down the windfall or log and lop. If you're logging and you're making use of the logs in your garden, or if you want to lop down some firewood, that is all you'll need. If you want to cut down a tree that's fallen down in your garden, that is all you'll need as a conventional kind of domestic end user. If you're semi-trade, or you just like buying bigger stuff and you want to show off, or you want additional power and runtime, then I did a video where we compared this to another brand which has orange writing, equivalent price point. When it came to decibel output, this was lower. When it came to chain speed, this was higher. When it came to start time, this started up, as you saw, the same as the 48-volt battery. All I need to do is put the battery in once it's charged, pull the buttons. There's my battery here. So it's 4-amp-hour battery. Starting, I mean, there's no pull cord, it's just that. And that to end users matters, I think, and that to gardeners matters, because you're straight into dealing with the task at hand. I wasn't happy with that just being the end of the video. I thought as good as that was, I want to see just how tough it was. So we threw it off of a roof, and then we threw it out the back of the truck again, and then we drove over it with the truck. And I think, again, you can see the same video. And all it's got is superficial scratches. Again, okay, the battery bounced out a couple of times, but for someone who's gonna maybe use and abuse their tools on the daily, that's the kind of, especially on a Friday afternoon, if you ever see a tradesman like myself on a Friday afternoon packing their van, it's a very different version to the tradesman packing his van on a Monday afternoon. Everything just gets slammed in the back. You wait till you see the handy boys once you guys will go. Watch them load the van. Again, I just want to show you this quickly. You'd have to indulge me because I enjoy playing around with chainsaws. So, again, that chain speed. again, making a tool like this accessible, it's taking any of that intimidation with the prospect of having to maintain and service. The only thing you have to look after is making sure the chain oil reservoir is full. They're really easy to access as well, designed in beautifully. 16-inch bar, standardized bar as well, so you're always going to be able to get replacement chains and parts, and you guys no doubt stock those as well. But yeah, so I could do it all day.